Every moment you've practiced your entire life leads up to this moment. Goes lefty and scores! It's too easy right now for Northwestern. After an 11-year drought, Northwestern back on top. The Wildcats are national champions. Only one team will win that national championship trophy like Northwestern did a year ago, but tonight 29 teams will hear their name called. The dream begins. Right now, you see the watch parties have already begun. We are expecting some epic celebrations here on the Selection Show. 29 teams battling for that trophy. Let's find out who they will be. This is going to be a fun night. Charlotte North, Sheehan, Stanwick, Birch, Jay Alter with you. And it's already been an incredible season for women's lacrosse. Take a look at this weekend alone. These conference championships were outstanding. It should set up for a phenomenal month of May.
And at the beginning of the season, it almost felt like Northwestern would run the table, maybe make it back and earn another title, and no one was in their league. But then as the year played out, it seemed like it was anyone's game, and it seemed like every conference championship, even today, came down to the wire.
I mean, what a weekend to start everything out with. It was absolutely amazing. All on my flight up here, I'm checking all the scores, one-goal games, overtime, so exciting. And 4 teams that won the automatic qualifier for their conferences are going to be newcomers to the Division I NCAA tournament. Binghamton, Coastal Carolina, LIU, and Niagara. So great to see some new faces.
And that's what's so great about the tournament format is if you win your conference championship, you'll win your way in to the NCAA tournament. So we'll have 15 automatic qualifiers that make up our bracket, 14 at-large selections, teams that didn't win their conference but won their way in through a body of work. The top 8 teams get a seed, and most importantly, they get to host the first and second round. So those top 8 teams are crucial, and the top 3 teams earn a first-round bye. So let's get right into it. 29 teams to go. The number 1 seed, the Northwestern Wildcats. Not a huge surprise. The reigning national champions, the Big Ten champions this season. Northwestern about to chase a 9th national championship.
And they had a tough Big Ten tournament that they survived and won in. They see the excitement here.
They got the trophy.
They got the trophy already. Back-to-back, they're looking for a back-to-back national championship. The program has won 8 national championships. And Izzy Skane over the weekend tied Charlotte North's career record for the NCAA in goals with 358.
The reigning Tewaaraton winner for a reason. Izzy Skane is a complete matchup nightmare. She can buzzsaw through an entire defense, but she's got some pretty good teammates as well. Madison Taylor on that left side can win her matchup consistently. And then you got Aaron Kuykendall, the facilitator, the flashy stick work, and the skill to dish.
So Northwestern looking to go back-to-back. They've got a first-round bye. Who could they face? How about Denver, the Pioneers? Sheehan, this was a rematch, could be, of last year's Final Four game where Denver made that Cinderella run to championship weekend.
Denver definitely looking to make it back to championship weekend. Liza Kelly and the defense will have to hold strong and look for Olivia Penoyer. 25 goals and 53 assists. The Yale transfer has been a huge asset.
And Denver facing off in that first round against the Pac-12 champion Stanford.
Final season of the Pac-12, they ran the table in their conference. Madison McPherson transferred in from Hopkins, has led that defense as Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year.
We'll keep it rolling as we go back to our bracket. Loyola, the Greyhounds, in a bit of a surprise here because we thought maybe they'd be one of the top 8 seeds. Instead, they're unseeded.
Unexpected to see them unseeded. The Patriot League champs, they have Chase Boyle, the do-it-all midfielder who has 80 goals to her name and 192 draw controls. Potentially a Tewaaraton finalist candidate. And
you see the reaction. Not an epic celebration because I think they're thinking we're happy to be in, but boy, we'd love one of those 8 seeds. So who will Loyola be facing? We go back to the bracket. The Duke Blue Devils in. They were a bubble team. Weren't sure if we would see Duke or not, but the selection committee puts the Blue Devils in.
A big surprise, and I think for sure the selection committee really valued the win they had over Virginia. RPI was not as great, but they had a good strength of schedule, and they've got to be a lot of smiles down in Durham. And you look here, Katie DeSimone has done it all. She suffered an injury a few weeks ago, but when she is at full strength, she's an excellent goal scorer. They'll be making their 22nd NCAA tournament appearance.
So the ACC puts in Duke. And the Richmond Spiders, another automatic qualifier. Charlotte, the Spiders, back-to-back years they've made the NCAA tournament.
Second straight A-10 championship, avenging their loss in the regular season to UMass. Credit to Ann Harrington and staff, put together an unbelievable season following up their A-10 championship last year.
And the 8th seed Penn Quakers out of the Ivy League. They'll take on Richmond in the first round.
They've got to be thrilled with the 8th seed. They had huge wins over Maryland and Loyola in the regular season, and led by do-it-all Anna Brandt, midfielder. She had 8 goals in the semifinal win over Princeton in the Ivy tournament.
Lost earlier today in the Ivy League championship in double overtime to Yale. That was one of the games we were talking about that was so epic. And Charlotte, they really earned that number 8 seed because not only did they play in a tough Ivy League, but they've got some great non-conference wins as well.
2 of the biggest wins on their resume, Loyola and Maryland, and that is why they have earned that seeded position to host.
As we continue to reveal this bracket with the number 5 seed, and it's the Virginia Cavaliers. How about this for first-year head coach Sonia LaMonica?
Wow. In her first year as a head coach, earning the 5 seed. They were 10th in the RPI, but they have wins against Boston College and Notre Dame, which weighed heavily in this decision to put them at the 5 seed.
Epic celebration, and for good reason, Sheehan.
I mean, just so exciting. What a great year that Virginia has had. And I think they're going to learn a lot from that ACC tournament. They had, just a great performance. I think they could have made some adjustments, and led by a really talented freshman class and some great leaders that have had the experience. Seeking their 4th national title. They last won back in 2004, but 14-4 on the season. Really strong. And led by Morgan Schwab, just has done a phenomenal job facilitating a really tough team to face.
So who will face Virginia in that first round? It's the NEC champs, the LIU Sharks.
And this is one of those teams making their first trip ever to the NCAA. LIU, they had real success in Division II, but now they've been a Division I program since 2020, finishing the season with 10 straight wins and their second in the nation in goals against average. So huge congrats to Megan McNamara and the LIU Sharks.
We continue with our bracket reveal, and it's Florida, the Gators. They started the year 0-2, but they've reeled off 17 straight wins, one of the hottest teams in the nation.
One of the hottest teams, one of the hottest offenses. They lead the nation in scoring offense, almost 18 goals a game, led by Maggie Hall, as that quarterback really puts in the work game in and game out for the Florida Gators.
Maggie Hall and Danielle Pavanelli leading the way for Florida, and the Gators will take on North Carolina. What? Oh, man. That will be an incredible first-round matchup. We're used to seeing North Carolina with a number next to their name.
I'm really looking forward to see that matchup. I think they battle each other very well. North Carolina had the upper hand in the regular season meeting. They battled the injuries, which has been a storyline for the Tar Heels all season long. But they've developed, and they're going to be a tough team. They've got the experience and really a great cast of players. But this Florida team is tough. Circle that one.
And Penn State, as we roll along, another at-large team. They made the Big Ten championship game, lost a tough one to Northwestern, but they reeled off some of the biggest wins that anybody has in the entire nation.
A little bit of a roller coaster season, but they have finished the season strong. Kristen O'Neill leads the way, and congratulations to Missy Darty and Penn State. Excellent run of the season.
And Charlotte, the Nittany Lions, will take on James Madison in the first round.
Losing in that conference final to Florida, trying to get back to championship weekend, led by Isabella Peterson, who was a Tewaaraton finalist a year ago. She's the tall lefty attacker who can pour in goals and contribute in transition. That'll be a matchup to watch.
Go back to the bracket to reveal the final two teams of the first half of our bracket. Robert Morris, another automatic qualifier.
They're making their second NCAA appearance. As the 2 seed, they beat Detroit Mercy 14-10. Chelsea Coleman was the tournament MVP. And just, really first championship since 2021 for Robert Morris.
A good lesson. Never give up on your season. Robert Morris 3-11 on April 9th. They won 5 in a row to end the year. Now they're one of the 29 teams in the tournament. They will take on the 4 seed. And it's the Maryland Terrapins, one of the perennial powers in this sport. Kathy Reese of this program earning the 4 seed this season.
The Maryland Terrapins had 5 losses, but they were 6th in the RPI, and you mentioned it, the perennial power that this program is. Emily Sterling in cage sits 4th nationally. Their offense explodes through Eloise Clevenger and Hannah Lubecker as that 1-2 punch. So they connect both ends of the field, and they've put together an impressive run.
They're making their 39th NCAA tournament appearance. That's the most in the nation. I was a bit surprised to see them get such a high seed with number 4. I think the win over Syracuse really helped them, but they did lose to Rutgers in the Big Ten tournament. But a lot of talent. Hannah Lubecker leads the way, and Eloise Clevenger so impressive.
So 15 teams revealed, 14 to go. The watch party's ready to explode as they hear their name called. Let's get right back into it. The 3-6 seed bracket. And let's start with the 3 seed earning a first round bye, the Syracuse Orange.
Syracuse has a bitter taste in their mouth, losing that ACC championship game to Boston College. But they have a very strong team. They have Kate Mashesky at the draw control circle, who can be absolutely dominant and take over a game. They're also number 1 in strength of schedule.
And their offense is really tough to stop when they're flowing. Emma Ward, Emma Tyrell, just everything getting it done. Olivia Adamson has had a fantastic season. And look at that behind the back pass. They do everything with a little bit of fun and a little bit of flair.
So let's see who could potentially face Syracuse. Playing in their pot in the first round, Stony Brook, and this could set up a tradition unlike any other. Joe Spallina, the head coach of Stony Brook, he's always got a tweet that he's ready to fire it off after the selection show. Feels like they've been snubbed a couple years in a row, and they're unseeded again.
They're unseeded, but I think that's really due to the strength of schedule. But they have got a great RPI 7 coming into this weekend, making their 11th tournament appearance.
A little bit shocking, but they have a strong team. Ellie Massera runs the table in terms of midfield production for them. You see she's first in total points, has the ability to command an offense.
They beat Syracuse in a regular season matchup, so that could set up a second round rematch if they can beat Niagara.
And Niagara, that was our big thief out of the automatic qualifiers. They beat Fairfield, 11-10 win, first time in the NCAA tournament. Congratulations.
Next up, Johns Hopkins, the Blue Jays, an at-large team out of the Big Ten.
A great Big Ten tournament for them and finishing the season strong. Had a big win over Michigan, 10-9 in the Big Ten tournament with an overtime game winner by Bailey Cheatham. Ava Angelo's fantastic and lost a heartbreaker to Northwestern in the semifinals.
And in the first round, they will take on the Fairfield Stags and another bubble team hearing their name called. How about the MAC getting 2 teams into the tournament?
This one is so exciting. They were 16th in the RPI, but they put together an impressive resume all season long. We didn't get a watch party for them, but it might have been the best reaction of the night.
Yeah, right down the road here in Connecticut. You can almost hear from here as we continue with our first round reveal. For the first time ever, the Binghamton Bearcats, the champs of the America East, headed into the NCAA tournament. What an achievement.
Oh, it feels so good when you make the tournament for a first time. Really program changing. Amazing. They've ended the season on an 8-game win streak and beat Albany for the first time ever.
And the Bearcats will take on the number 6 seed, Yale, the Ivy League champs, and the Bulldogs earn one of those crucial top 8 seeds. How about that reaction? Might be the best of the night. You win a championship, and then later that night you get to celebrate hearing your name called.
Yale winning that Ivy League championship. Jenna Collignan scored late in that fourth quarter, 5 seconds left to tie it. And then Taylor Lane with the game-winning goal. The Yale Bulldogs have been impressive in the Ivy League and at a national perspective.
It's the first appearance for the Bulldogs since 2007. Their head coach, Erica Bamford, has done a tremendous job and a well-deserved Ivy League victory earlier today. Thrilling double overtime game. All right, let's hear the final bracket, our 2 and 7 seeds. And let's start with the number 7 seed. Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish, earning one of those top 8 seeds.
Love seeing the excitement there. Love all these different watch parties. So great to hear your name being called. Lost to BC in that ACC tournament 7-9. You know they're going to want to look to avenge that.
Veteran-led team, Jackie Wolak, Madison Ahern, and Casey Choma. Talk about them a lot, but they do so much for this offensive unit in terms of production and different styles of play that complement each other.
And the Irish will take on Coastal Carolina in that first round.
Another first trip to the NCAA tournament. Congrats to Rachel Shuck-Witten and her crew. Avery McIlwain, 2-time ASUN Midfielder of the Year. And they took down a Jacksonville team that's won the last 6 Atlantic Sun championships. Very impressive.
A big upset in the ASUN. Good for Coastal Carolina. As we're finishing our first round reveal, Michigan, the Wolverines, another at-large out of the Big Ten.
Best season yet for this program, led by Hannah Nielsen. Started off the season 11-0, finished second in that Big Ten, but then got upset in the Big Ten quarterfinal round. Erin O'Grady, the goalkeeper for the Michigan Wolverines, has been red hot all year, leading the nation at 58%.
And Michigan will take on Mercer, and she and their head coach has had a busy day.
She's had a really busy day. Shout out to Samantha Eustace, who is the head of the selection committee. Big win. Mercer winning 16-12, their 3rd straight Big South tournament. Really great offense, strong goalkeeping. Kate Vanderlyn and Kayla Soltis lead the way.
3 more teams set to be revealed, 2 at-larges, and these are our final 2 bubble teams. Who's going to get in? Who will be left out? The Princeton Tigers out of the Ivy League are in.
The Princeton Tigers put together an impressive run, finishing second in the Ivy League, but then losing to Penn in that semifinal round of the Ivy tournament. Mackenzie Blake, the junior attacker, she has poured in goals all season long, top 15 nationally in scoring.
Final at-large team to face Princeton in that first round, and it's Drexel.
Drexel's got to be excited under second-year head coach Katie O'Donnell. Big wins over Penn State and Navy, and I think that's what propelled them in. Jenica Kuoko, first in Division I in total saves.
And the winner of Princeton and Drexel will take on the 2-seed Boston College, the ACC champions.
Playing their best lacrosse at the right time, as always. Defense led by Tewaaraton candidate Sydney Scales. Their relentless pressure all over the field is absolutely suffocating. They're second nationally in that scoring defensive category.
Well, when you take a look at the sport of women's lacrosse in recent history, Boston College, a perennial power. 6 straight championship weekends up there with the great Maryland teams in the Northwestern dynasty. They have put themselves in the Mount Rushmore of the sport.